Hi, welcome to Just Common Sense. My name's Brian Harrison. So, guys, guess what? We heard Joe Biden speak tonight. Yes, he actually spoke for a long time. I'm surprised. Maybe he had a nap today. Maybe they fed him all kinds of meds and vitamins and caffeine and everything this evening. I'm actually surprised. I heard a few things that he messed up on, a few words. Anyway, one time he was talking about the people from Ukraine. He called them the Iranian people. If you back up and check it out, there is a spot in there where he slipped. I get it. It's fine. We'll let that one go, Joe. But that being said, it's sad to see this happen. But anyway, we want to talk about some of the stuff he said. There were a lot of things in there that I listened to, and I'm like, well, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. But he's done this stuff before. And he doesn't follow through with what he says. Again, very important. He does not follow through with what he says. And if he doesn't, that's called a lie. How many lies has he been caught into? Why are his polls so low? Many reasons why. That's one part of it. You know, I've spoken with friends and they're telling me already. They were texting me tonight as he was saying this. He said, well, guess what? For those of you who are making $400,000 or less, your taxes will not get raised by 1 penny. Well, we're already hearing threats of taxes being raised, right? I already know some people that text me tonight right away on it. So, well, my taxes just been raised. Interesting. So, I want to mention another thing. Guess what? I said this last night. A couple nights ago, I've been saying this was going to happen 2 days ago. D.C., the capital, got rid of masks. How many people had masks on tonight? Very few. Again, very few. I think I only saw like 3 or 4. Guess where it went? Joe Biden claimed credit for getting rid of the mask. Yay, right? Well, that's not him. What we're upset about is he was using, and the radical left was using all this politically. The COVID, they were using politically with the mask and everything else. Remember, I called it control. And I'm going to go somewhere with this mask because I've spoken to people and I'm seeing people still with masks on. We don't have a mask mandate where I'm at now. And I'm still seeing people with masks on that are younger. A lot of them I've spoken with, guess what? A couple of them are afraid to take the mask off, not because of fear of the virus, because they are accustomed to it. They said that they feel naked without it. There are a few that I've spoken to who are afraid to be without the mask, are still afraid to go into businesses, stores, things like that without the mask. And even when they go in with the mask, they're still afraid because it was called conditioning. And that's what this is called. Well, now their focus is on Russia, but we're going to go there in a minute. So keep that in mind. He did not get rid of the mask. They got rid of it because they wanted this whole thing to look good. They're trying to get you off of what Joe Biden has done negative, which has been a lot. What we should have heard tonight were apologies about Afghanistan, about inflation, about gas prices, about not producing gas here. Shall I go on? There's a lot of failures of Joe Biden and his administration up there. Why didn't we hear something like this tonight? Well, we're going to go ahead and sanction Russia against their oil, and we are not going to get any oil from Russia, and we are going to go ahead and produce our own oil. Now, he did say that they were going to get oil from other places. Did hear that. Why not here in the U.S.? For those of you climate changers, I call you out there, who drive their nice cars, who should be riding horses if you're that much into it. Therefore, you're not believing what you're talking about. I mean, you're sitting here saying, well, guess what? I'm driving my car and I am living in my house and burning fuel and everything else. Well, guess what? If you're a true climate changer, you should be living in the woods, riding a horse, and growing your own food. Yeah. Truth hurts, doesn't it? So, I'm just saying, if we, and I've said this a million times, if we go ahead, open our pipelines, produce our own oil, gas prices are going to go down, there'll be more jobs. It will help a lot more with the economy. And we will burn it cleaner than Russia and other countries as well. Do you really, really think that Russia, China, and many other countries out there care about climate change? Do you really believe that? If you believe that, you're not very bright. And I'm going to say it. You're not bright if you truly believe that. They care about money. That's all they care about. Now, like I said, Russia, China, they don't burn as clean as we can do it here. Guys, the earth is a globe. China, Russia over here, we're over here, let's say. Guess what? Just because they're doing it over here doesn't mean that pollution doesn't go around the world for you climate changers. Just because because we're not doing it here, again, it's not going to stop that pollution that you're so concerned with. It doesn't just disappear because it's not here in our country. Some of my show's about common sense. And a lot of you don't have it out there on the radical left, I'll tell you. Especially climate changers, some of you. And I will have a debate with you on that because we can go into solar panels. We can go into a lot of things. Batteries and a variety of other things. Let's debate that one night. I've already had my podcast probably about 6-7 months ago about that one. So, I wanted to make this brief and short tonight. I'll be getting on here again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we'll be talking more about Russia and Ukraine. Now, again, I want to say this. Our prayers go out to Ukraine tonight and to the Russian people. And perhaps some of the Russian military, I'll have to say it that way, the ones who don't know what they were going there for, and they're young kids, and they're probably terrified, a lot of them right now, and they don't know what to do. And their military's falling apart. They're having a lot of problems there right now. It's terrible. And I'm not defending the Russian military at all by saying that. I'm just saying people were sent there against their own will because that's what a communist government does. And a lot of them probably don't want to be there, trust me. That's where I went last night when I said, maybe the people of Russia, again, maybe the people of Russia need to realize where the problem is, which is Putin, and overturn the government. I'm just saying, I know it's very scary for you guys to think about, but there's been a lot of talk about that out there. Somebody's got to take charge if that's the case. So, guys, anyway, like I said, short podcast tonight. Just want to get into this briefly. Probably have a longer one tonight or tomorrow night. And I'm tired. You see, I'm starting to sound like Joe Biden. I have been working like a 12-hour day and everything else, and been going on, and I've been up since 4 this morning. I didn't get to bed till 12:30 last night because getting my podcast and everything set up. It's a lot of work when you go ahead and get these things and put them on YouTube and everything else. But anyway, go to my website, www.just-markcommonsense.com. Again, www.just-markcommonsense.com. Scroll down there. Please subscribe. Get in my YouTube. Subscribe. Share. Same with my podcast. Subscribe. Share. My podcast is doing fantastic. YouTube, I don't know. Nobody wants to look at me. I don't blame them. So anyway, as I always want to say, I want to thank our military for everything you guys do, especially with what's going on right now, especially with all the military down there handling Ukraine, sitting right at the border right there right now. And I've said it before, God bless Ukraine and God bless the U.S. And again, God bless the good people of Russia. And let's get this thing done and get it over with. I kept saying NATO should go ahead and take Ukraine and take them in right now. And I'm going to continue to say that. That's 100% they should do that. And stand up to Russia. Look, these people right now, they're fighting, these military people in Russia, these soldiers. If everybody stands up, a lot of them are probably going to drop their guns and run away from all this. They don't want to be involved in this, some of them. Some of them do. But again, a communist country forced them into it. This is why we don't do this here in the U.S. and other countries in this world right now. There's just very few communist countries out there. All right, I also want to thank our law enforcement. I think I did that already. I want to thank our first responders as well. Thanks for everything you guys are doing. I want to thank our farmers. Also want to thank our truck drivers. I have not been following them today. There was a rumor that people were talking, they're going to go through D.C. I've heard a rumor they're just going to go around D.C. They're just protesting. I haven't seen any fires, any buildings getting burned, anything like that, have we? Nope. We know who does that. All right, guys. Just want to say God bless you. God bless America. Have a good night, and I will be speaking with you tomorrow night, and we're going to have a lot more to say tomorrow night. Take care and have a good night.